is this motherfucker? He's gotta be above me.
There's two of them above. Oh shit. And there's two underneath. Oh, that one guy?
Yep.
Fucking Marvin.
Fuck, I hate this gun. He's in his tight.
Welcome back, pilot. I've kept the seat warm for you. Warning. Recommend regen. Your shield core is ready. Activating shield core. You now have increased shield capacity. Warning. An enemy pilot is attacking you.
You're unstoppable.
Shield core offline.
Rock and rolling.
Got a Titan right there by the turret. He just landed.
Warning. An enemy pilot is attacking you.
You're unstoppable.
Back up. Copy plus.
Pilots, tracking slightly behind the enemy right now. Still early.
One all the way in the corner back. Turn.
Got that.
Warning. Another Titan is attacking us.
Ooh, I didn't even think he saw me.
Warning.
Back, I got him.
Multiple threats attacking.
Damn.
Enemy Titan has
Oh no.
ejected.
Oh, we got two of them right there.
Yeah, I'm providing archer support. I'm way up here.
I've almost got my damage
shooting
for
over your
something to
shoulder.
try and stay alive here.
Friendly Titan has ejected.
We're in the lead. Keep it up, pilot. Rock and rolling. We're in the lead. Keep up the good work,
XP40.
pilot.
Friendly Titan has ejected. The target has been eliminated.
Nice, Tiz. I was hitting him.
Beauty. Oh,
Your shield core
Titan
is
on the
ready.
launch pad.
One upstairs.
Oh, that's poor shit.
Welcome back. Pilot mode online.
That's my cluster disk. I just dropped it in that doorway.
Okay,
Is there
I
a
killed the
pilot
guy.
over there?
Yeah, I killed him. Titan over here though.
Your shield core is ready.
Hey, we're falling behind, pilot.
Watch
Don't
it,
let
watch
them
it,
win.
watch it. Hey, you gotta run
Oh,
on the
there.
walls.
Is protecting the turret. Pretty hardcore.
We're in the lead. Keep it up, pilot.
Activating shield core. Now pilot.
wait for you.
Pilot, your Titan will be ready in 2 minutes.
Oh, god damn it, I can't get out. God damn it. Sucker trapped me in.
Hey, your Titan will be ready in 60 seconds.
That's hilarious.
Be advised, Titan ready in 30 seconds. Titan ready in 15 seconds.
There's one in there, Sam.
Hey, your Titan's good to go. Call it when ready.
Another one in that room. Yeah.
10-4, he's chasing me.
It's on the way. Stand by for Titanfall.
You're unstoppable.
Yeah, there's one in here.
Keep up the
Oh,
good
right
work,
there, yeah.
pilot.
Thanks.
Rock and rolling.
That was awesome. I fucking guessed, bro, and I hit him.
Yeah, dude, I love them, dude. Them are my favorite. I gotta get in my Titan.
I'm on my way.
It's me, 7.
Okay, I'm not in it yet. I'm trying to get to it. I threw it upstairs for a reason because I
I'm
was
gonna
trying to
flank
fight
that
them guys.
motherfucker. I'm gonna go around. Guys that's sitting way up there at the
Control
other
transferring
end.
to pilot.
10-4.
There's not much time left in the mission, but the IMC aren't far behind. Let's stay on top and end this fight.
Nice.
Doing even better than before. Good work, team. Keep up the pressure.
Fucking raid on him.
Yeah, dude, great.
Pilot is attached.
All right, we got what we came for. Awesome work, team. Mission accomplished.
Well done, guys. The IMC are attempting to escape by drop hits, but I've marked their extraction points for you. Don't let them get away.
Next way, bro, you're not dead now.
The IMC are trying to escape by drop hits. I've marked their evac point for you. Take them out before they get away.
God damn, I didn't do too bad there on that.
No, you did not. Alright, gets to be really low. Let me get it. We got archers.